Midland, Odessa, and Big Spring. This is ABC Big 2 News at 10.
Now at 10, New Mexico's largest wildfire remains uncontained tonight. At last check, more than 48,000 acres have burned in the Cook Fire in northern New Mexico. 20 wildfires continue to burn tonight in nearly half of the state's drought-stricken counties. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Rob Took. Families and businesses are coming together in the face of those flames. Here's ABC's Brianna Albizu leading us off tonight with those details.
Wind, fire, and smoke rolling through northeast New Mexico.
We're trying to come around the mountain and work back to the west to get this contained.
Crews in Ocatay say a big focus is on the Cooks Peak fire. It's currently the largest wildfire in the state. Because of how powerful the winds were on Friday, the fire size nearly doubled. Yesterday, it was over 28,000 acres. Now it's at 48,568 acres with still 0% containment. And as you can see outside the incident command post here, the fire and smoke still raging on.
We're basically focused on notifications of people out in front of this thing, communities, getting them ready to potentially evacuate, and that's pretty much the main operation.
With the fire's growth and intensity, fire officials say their main priority is keeping people safe. While some nearby communities have already been ordered to evacuate, others are still on standby, like the village of Cimarron.
We've sent our crews out to cut lines around the village to try to help create fire barriers.
Although preparations have been made, Mayor Matthew Gonzalez says he's still worried about the area's water supply.
We're real concerns about our watersheds. You can protect all the structures that you want, but if you destroy our watersheds, what good does it do to have these buildings?
But residents and businesses are staying strong.
We're sitting around and we decided that we need to be out here and do something for the community. So we went ahead and made the decision to open and trying to help serve the firefighters and the first responders.
Hiker's Coffee Company is one of the few shops still open in the area. It's now serving free coffee and pastries to those on the front lines, all to support the community.
It's been through a lot, between the COVID shutdowns and the wildfires in the past. This community is strong.
And that was Brianna Albizu reporting. Closer to home, this video shows tonight's spectacular sunset. Viewer Jose Lujan shared this video with us. Those clouds, just an incredible sight. And taking a live look from our Midland Tower camera tonight, it's been a bit cloudy. ABC Big 2's Bridget Sarpong has a check on our local weather for us.
And now your forecast first on ABC Big 2 News.
That's right, Rob. And currently right now, yes, it was a warm day, but it was also a stormy day. And we're still seeing some stormy activities going on in our area. Taking a closer look at what we do see, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning over in Pecos and in Terrell counties, lasting until tonight at 10:45 Central Time. Not only that, but we do have a couple flood advisories going on in Pecos and Terrell, lasting until tomorrow around midnight Central Time. I have more of this sunny and stormy forecast on the show. Back over to you, Rob.
Well, thank you, Bridget. The search for a Texas National Guard soldier continued this weekend. The soldier, Bishop E. Evans, went missing after he jumped into the Rio Grande near Eagle Pass. He did it to save two undocumented migrants who appeared to be drowning. And despite taking off his body armor before going in, Evans did not resurface. Tonight, the family of Bishop E. Evans shared these photos of their son. According to initial reports about the incident, the migrants were involved in illegal drug trafficking. They were saved. The river's strength forced a pause in rescue operations on Friday. Those operations continued Saturday, but still no word of any rescue. It is feared that Evans drowned. Specialist Bishop Evans is from Arlington. The 22-year-old is assigned to Operation Lone Star. And that's Governor Greg Abbott's border initiative. Meantime, agents at the U.S.-Mexico border say morale is at an all-time low as they face unprecedented numbers of migrants, a number that could more than double next month. The big focus right now is on Title 42. It's a Trump administration emergency COVID-19 policy used to expel incoming migrants before they can apply for asylum. The Biden administration is expected to let that expire next month. Now, law enforcement believe they could see more than 18,000 migrant encounters a day on the border. That comes out to more than 500,000 per month. ABC's Robert Sherman reports from Hidalgo County tonight.
The Rio Grande Valley is widely considered to be the epicenter of the border crisis. Here's part of the reason why. Breaks in the border wall all over the place. Local officials say people cross through here every day, but they're expecting it to get a lot worse in the next month.
We just keep plugging away.
Hidalgo County Judge Richard Cortez sees the U.S.-Mexico border crisis up close and personal every day.
I mean,
He also believes he can see the writing on the wall.
I think removing Title 42 is going to encourage other immigrants to want to come because their fear of them being sent back is gone.
The Department of Homeland Security estimates that could be over 18,000 migrant encounters a day and over 500,000 a month. And while most migrants pass through border communities like Hidalgo County on their way to other cities, places like this will feel the impact.
It's going to have a negative impact on our law enforcement and our judicial system and also our jail system, of course. It's going to add more burden to what we already have.
We try not to stay out too late.
For Jeanette Martinez of La Jolla, she already sees the burden constantly as migrants run through her neighborhood and even come up to her home.
They were knocking on my door and I was just like, and I just closed it back up. So they were asking for some water like through the windows, like sweet some, and I was like, I'm sorry.
So communities like this are bracing for what's to come. But Cortez believes there's no overnight solution. To truly handle what's ahead will take serious immigration reform.
To provide an orderly, legal way for immigrants to come here legally that our economy needs, that our economy wants.
And one thing we've heard from people all over this community, they're tired of the political games, tired of people here being treated like political footballs. They just want all parties to sit down and hash out a long-term solution. Back to you.
And Presidio County Sheriff's deputies arrested Pedro Porras of Seagraves early this morning. Deputies discovered 3 undocumented migrants hidden in a compartment of a Ford flatbed pickup truck. The driver was headed west of Presidio when he was pulled over, and sheriff's deputies brought the truck to the port of entry where they used an X-ray machine. 3 people were found alive in the bed of the truck. The compartment was insulated and bolted under the gooseneck hitch. Those 3 people were processed for deportation. And a South African former rugby star, coach, and father of 2 was killed in Texas when his vehicle was rear-ended during a high-speed police chase. According to Harris County Sheriff's Office, Pedri Wanenberg was killed after a 16-year-old crashed into his vehicle while escaping from police on Friday night. The teenager is now facing felony murder charges. Wanenberg was a former player and coach for the Austin Gilgronis. And multiple cities across the country held rallies today in support of a Harlingen woman on death row. Melissa Lucio is set to be executed on Wednesday after she was convicted of murder in the death of her 2-year-old daughter in 2008. Lucio's lawyers say they have evidence that proves her innocence and are calling for her execution on Wednesday to be halted. Rallies have been held in major U.S. cities like Austin, Boston, Atlanta, L.A., and Washington, D.C.
Free Melissa Lucio! Free Melissa Lucio! It's been about a quest to find justice, to have a second look, because who doesn't deserve a second chance?
And the nonprofit group Death Penalty Accident also announced a vigil that is set for Monday in Austin outside the office of Governor Greg Abbott in the state capitol.
And well, friends, a new week has started and today's temperatures sat pretty warm. Can we expect warmer temperatures this week with no rain showers? I'll have that answer after the break.
And there's no winner yet. You can still have a chance at the $400 million Powerball. It goes up. Details next. And backlash tonight in Major League Baseball. Tonight, what's being called a classless act and how it's being addressed. Stay with us.
Locals know the best way to control expensive water costs is to install their own water well. Since 1981, the JR's Water Well Service Team has been serving the Permian Basin, providing bids and same-day service calls you can trust for residential and commercial water wells. Our customers describe us as outstanding and professional, with a quick response time and expert knowledge. Trust the JR sticker seen all over West Texas. Call today for quick bids, same-day service, and to receive the Big 2 10% off anything offer.
Hey sis, check out this cute spot. Bougie. I prefer my coffee with a view. Time to put the work in. Safety first.
The 2022 Chevy Blazer and Trailblazer with standard Chevy Safety Assist, part of the Chevy family of SUVs. Find new experiences. Find new roads.
Very well qualified buyers can get 0% financing on most Chevy vehicles. New models are arriving weekly. Secure yours today. Chevy drives Texas. Find new roads.
What makes best reviews the best reviews? They have an unbiased team that researches products in real-world situations to get reliable recommendations on pretty much everything.
Call that a plasma sword?
So you can be confident that whatever you're buying is right for you, no matter what life throws at it. Like your daughter Clementine, for example. For the best reviews, go to bestreviews.com. Seriously, before you buy anything, ever.
It's the biggest sale of the season at Furniture Row, so get ready because everything is on sale. Like this unbeatable deal on the Carver sofa, only $10.99. Save big on the Jordan Queen bed, only $4.74. Get the 5-piece Colors dining set for only $4.75. And check out the Summit Queen, easy on the wallet for only $284.99. Plus, 4 years, no interest, and special purchases while they last. But don't miss out. The biggest sale of the season at Furniture Row ends Thursday the 28th.
Think premium can't be capable? Think again. The first ever GMC Terrain AT4. Premium and capable. That's professional grade from GMC. Or get this low mileage lease on this 2022 Terrain SLE for around $249 per month. Visit your Permian Basin GMC dealer. Get ready for your day with meteorologist Ryan DePhillips. Local Weather Authority forecast.
Well, friends, the weekend, it came and it went, but before it left us, we did have some pretty good temperatures. Today, we're able to enjoy a high of 81 degrees, when this time in April, we're definitely used to 82-degree temperatures, so just 1 degree short than normal. A warm day today, but not as warm as how we were back in 2011, when we sat at a nice and steamy 95 degrees. Taking a look at our lows, we did come in warm for that as well. 61 degrees for our low today, when really this time in April, we're definitely used to our lows being at 54 degrees. Not only was it a warm day, but it was also a very stormy kind of day in the basin. Right now, taking a look at our severe risk zones, we do see that parts of the basin is sitting in the yellow, which is a slight risk of thunderstorms going on in the area. But then also not only that, but we do have some areas sitting at a marginal risk. Now, with that storms that we are seeing, we do have a couple alerts for you guys going on. Now, currently we do see an alert going on in Pecos and along with in Terrell, but you know, that is going to come on over that graph a little bit. But not only that, but we do have a flood advisory going on over in Pecos and Terrell because of that thunderstorm that we are seeing currently. That will last until midnight at Monday for the Central Time, so do be sure that you take the necessary precautions. I do have a couple flame tips for you guys. The one main thing is turn around and don't drown. Not only that, but avoid the flooded roads, and most importantly, seek shelter indoors and avoid being near windows. This is because they are producing a lot of wind gusts traveling 60 miles per hour, and they're producing half a dollar size amount of hail. So do be sure to take the necessary precautions for that. Going into tomorrow for our kiddos going into school, starting off the day at 52 degrees, a very cool start because we do have a cold front coming in the basin, a 20% chance of some rain showers. But then as we get out of school for our kiddos, we'll be sitting at 63 degrees, not only for our kiddos, but for our parents coming out of work. Still going to be a cool kind of day. We don't increase, not whatsoever. Here we do see right now we are sitting in our 60s in Midland, Odessa area, 66 degrees, timed with Seminole. Over in Marfa, 71 degrees. So definitely not too bad whatsoever. We do see that cold front coming on in around 6 a.m., causing our temperatures to drop. 59 degrees in Midland, Odessa area, 58 in Big Spring, and then 51 degrees in the Guadalupe Pass. Now that cold front is going to leave us just a bit, and then it's going to come back in on Tuesday around 6 a.m. That's when it actually settles on in, and that's what we do see temperatures sitting at the 40-degree level. So definitely not bad whatsoever because we will have some increasing temperatures. So we'll take what we can get. Again, we're going to start off at 50 degrees by noon. We will see temperatures getting a little bit warm, 58 cloudy skies, and then by 5 p.m. p.m., that's when temperatures will be sitting at 63 degrees. Now, the 7-day forecast is going to show that we do have a 20% chance of rain showers, mostly in the morning, but for the most part, we'll make it all the way up to 90-degree temperatures. We do cool down in the first half of that week because of that cold front that is coming on in. But Rob, hey, 90-degree temperatures, and we're going to not see any more of that rain for a little bit. All you have to do is get through tonight's rain.
That's absolutely right. It looks like another week of sunshine, but important flooding tips too that you gave.
Yes,
something to look out for.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Bridget. And a beautiful day today in Midland. Our Ozzy Mora took these images today while out on the polo grounds in Midland. It was a bit warm. The shade's always looking like the best option, and you can see those massive clouds in the back.
On your mark, get set, go!
And the 25th annual Buddha Wiener dog races took place today in the state capitol. Dozens of competitors took their position in the blocks to be crowned the so-called Wiener King, a play on the Lion King and this theme of this year's events. All proceeds go towards the Lions Club in Austin, which is a national service organization with local chapters that gives back to the community, namely children with vision impairments.
And now your ABC Big 2 Sports.
Now to the NBA playoffs. The Mavs facing the Utah Jazz for Game 4 of their first round series. It's the return of Luka Doncic. Doncic with the move, and you're about to see it. A layup for the first basket, his first basket of the playoffs. Moving on, fourth quarter, Mavs up 1. Donovan Mitchell lays it up to put the Jazz up 1. Then Doncic steps back and hits the 3 to give Dallas a 4-point lead. Utah comes back. They're only down 1. Then on the pick and roll, Mitchell finds Rudy Gobert, who finishes with an alley-oop dunk. Jazz up by 1. One last chance for Dallas. Doncic double team passes to Spencer Dinwiddie, who misses the 3, and that does it. Utah wins 199. Series is now tied at 2. Doncic's 30 points, not enough to stop the Jazz. Now the Celtics have a 3-0 lead over the Brooklyn Nets, and the Raptors are hanging on against the 76ers. ABC's Elwin Lopez has more on this playoff picture.
Overnight, the Boston Celtics beating out the Brooklyn Nets in Game 3 of the NBA playoffs. Superstars Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving struggling.
Felt like that we had a good flow. I mean, probably should have took more shots, but I just tried to play the game the right way without being too aggressive.
The duo outplayed by Jaylen Brown and rising star Jason Tatum. Tatum, the first Celtics player in over 40 years with at least 30 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 5 steals in a playoff game. They're now 1 win away from sweeping that Nets super team. Out west, it went down to the wire when the Dallas Mavericks took on the Utah Jazz. The Jazz's Jordan Clarkson scoring a team-high 25 points. But this late dunk by Rudy Gobert proved to be the game winner. The series now tied up 2-2. The Mavs and Jazz weren't the only close game. The Timberwolves and Grizzlies went back and forth in a nail-biter. In the end, Minnesota came out on top as the series heads back to Memphis.
That was Elwin Lopez reporting. Also in the Grizzlies-Timberwolves game, this. On the top left of your screen, a protester runs onto the court. She was later identified as an animal rights activist wearing a makeshift referee jersey. She quickly gets tackled and then dragged off the court. With just 11 minutes left in the third quarter, she had a partner there too. You see right now being dragged away. Now the protester who made it onto the court was identified as Sasha Zemel of St. Louis, Missouri. According to animal rights group Direct Action Everywhere, that's the same group that has claimed responsibility for 2 previous fan protests at Timberwolves games in recent weeks. And speaking of conduct, the New York Yankees are now under fire for how their fans behaved yesterday. Both the Yankees organization and Cleveland Guardians are condemning the behavior of some rowdy Yankees fans. Those fans threw trash at Guardians players after New York's 5-4 come from behind win at Yankee Stadium on Saturday. ABC's Rebecca Solomon breaks down what exactly happened.
Fans of the beloved Bronx Bombers are taking the heat following Saturday's victory over the Cleveland Guardians.
There's a better way that they can handle it.
Loyal Yankees fan Kevin Catalano says he's ashamed some Yankees fans relished a win by throwing bottles, cans, and debris onto right field.
They continued to throw stuff at him. I think it's not a good look. I don't think it's a good look for New York. I don't think it's a good look for the Yankees. So hopefully it doesn't happen again.
It all happened after Yankee shortstop Isaiah Kiner-Falefa tied up the game with a double. Rookie left fielder Stephen Kwan ran hard into the wall chasing the ball. Guardians players say Yankees fans were taunting Kwan while he was down. That's when Kwan's teammate Miles Straw climbed the wall and screamed at fans to stop.
Kwan is the nicest guy on the planet. That's my teammate. That's my brother. And some of the things that were said to him, just for me, wasn't going to fly. So, my emotions got to me a little bit. But, at that point, I feel like as a Yankees fan, you got to be excited for your team. You should be cheering, and you should never prey on someone's, see, the guy went head first into a hard wall.
They deserve what they got, so I really don't blame our fans. And I know we have the best fan base in around here.
The intensity grew when Gleyber Torres wins the game with a walk-off double, and Yankees fans literally throw their trash onto the field, nearly hitting some of the Cleveland players. Yankees manager Aaron Boone commenting on the chaos.
We certainly don't want to put anyone in danger, so, love the intensity, but we can't be throwing stuff out on the field.
Fans say they hope to redeem themselves with good behavior and respect, not only for Cleveland, but all the teams throughout the remainder of the season.
I think so. That's not what Yankee fans represent. I think it was just a momentary reaction, and I think it'll go a lot better today.
Now to the Oakland A's hosting the Rangers as they try to break a 4-game home losing streak against them. Jonah Heim hits the line drive to right field. Oh, you're about to see it. Now, there we go. Hits the line drive to right field, but Stephen Piscotty dives to get the out. Let's look at that again. Piscotty comes in hot for the landing, gets the out. Score remains 0-0. Bottom of the fourth, one on with one out. Piscotty smacks the fly ball high to left center field for the second run homer off Spencer Howard. Piscotty's first home run of the year. Athletics jump to a 2-0 lead. Top of the ninth. There's a wait for it. And good celebration right there. And top of the ninth, 2 on with 2 out, and the go-ahead run at the plate. Danny Jimenez throws the slider. Let's see. Willie Calhoun hits the line drive to Christian Bethencourt, tags first for the out, and the game, Athletics win 2-0. And up next, just how high will the price of some concert tickets go? How about too high? Coming up, the consumer alert you need to know about before going to your next live show.
The biggest sale of the season at Furniture Row. So get ready because everything is on sale. Save on living, dining, and bedroom. Plus 4 years, no interest. But don't miss out. The biggest sale of the season at Furniture Row ends Thursday the 28th.
America's best-selling vehicle is going electric. We're giving you unprecedented access live inside Ford's factory as the new F-150 Lightning rolls off the line Tuesday starting at 7/6 Central on News Nation.
Do you know the fastest growing cable news network in America?
I'll give you a hint. It's News Nation. We're new and we're different.
You're looking for news without the noise?
Come back to the news the way it used to be.
News Nation. News for all America.
Hey sis, check out this cute spot. Bougie. I prefer my coffee with a view. Time to put the work in. Safety first.
The 2022 Chevy Blazer and Trailblazer with standard Chevy Safety Assist, part of the Chevy family of SUVs. Find new experiences. Find new roads.
Very well qualified buyers can get 0% financing on most Chevy vehicles. New models are arriving weekly. Secure yours today. See your Permian Basin Chevy dealers.
Lash sensational sky high from Maybelline, New York. Limitless length plus volume. Flex brush. Over 10 million sold. And try new sky high cosmic black. Intense black pigments, only from Maybelline, New York.
For over 30 years, Denver Mattress has been improving the sleeping lives of millions, one night at a time. And right now, check out the Summit Eurotop for only $332.49, plus 4 years no interest and free shipping. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
Watch Good Morning Basin from 5 to 7 on ABC Big 2.
New at 10 tonight, there is no winner so far in Powerball's whopping $400 million drawing on Saturday, the 29th consecutive drawing without a winning ticket. The next drawing will be tomorrow as the jackpot climbs to $421 million. Ticket purchasers have about a 1 in 25 chance of winning a prize, but a lofty 1 in 292,201,338 chance of winning the jackpot, according to Powerball. Powerball also just celebrated 30 years of operation. Now to a consumer alert tonight. Ticket prices for your favorite concerts and shows are heading higher. ABC's Deidre Bolton looks at what's behind the price hike in live entertainment.
From Bieber to Bad Bunny to Hamilton.
Alexander Hamilton.
My 9-year-old is now officially Hamilton obsessed. He's actually in the house watching it right now.
Big entertainment events are back.
It's hard as like a single parent to be able to take your kids, so it does price families out of certain things.
It's not just the price of your food, gasoline, and rent going higher. It's also the cost of your live entertainment.
I was willing to spend what I spent just because this means a lot to both of us to be able to see them.
The concert and events industry is betting on fans' desire to get back to pre-pandemic fun. And events pricing shows an increase of 64% since 2019, with tickets averaging around $205. Some standouts for this year: Billie Eilish up 68%, Tame Impala up 41%, Elton John up 27%, The Eagles up 9%.
They know their fans have been dying to see them again, so they're bringing a really, really great product to these live events and truly putting on a show.
As for what this means for event goers,
be mentally and financially willing to pay for the tickets if that's something you really want to do.
Just kind of know what you're looking to do, get your family and friends ready, and when you see a great deal, there's definitely deals to be had.
Oh, coming up tonight, it's no stroke of luck. Why people are calling one boy a young Picasso, his beautiful art, and his international show. Coming up next.
ABC Big 2 Sports, brought to you by Glasheen Vaez and Enderman Injury Lawyers.
Allen's Gallery has been serving West Texas since 1995, and we are proud to carry some of the best furniture and mattress brands still made in America. Lazy Boy, Best, Mayo, Wow-Pedic. For almost 3 decades, Allen's Furniture has been the #1 price leader, and we will continue that tradition at Allen's Gallery. We'll save you money. Wow!
If your floors look like this, then it's time to call West Texas Commercial Cleaning. Using one of the most advanced floor cleaners available, they'll make your floors shine.
West Texas Commercial Cleaning. Let us bring your floors back to life.
That's a pretty tight spot.
Watch this.
Your Buick Park said so. That's so you.
Of course you know where we're going. That's so you.
Kinda got a 6th sense.
And a head-up display. They're here.
You brought all these players in your Buick?
Yep.
So you.
It is.
At the heart of every Buick SUV is you. Pay no interest on Buick SUV models.
Visit your Permian Basin Buick dealer. Best Reviews is an unbiased team that researches products in real-world situations to give reliable recommendations on just about everything. For the best reviews, go to bestreviews.com. Seriously, before you buy anything, ever.
For 50 years, you've been our friends and family. So for 4 days, I've set the lowest prices on the largest in-stock selection of mattresses and furniture. Like this Mitchell sofa and love seat with the matching throw pillows. Normally $2,400. Now just $19.96. You'll even have a chance to spin and win furniture free. Or win your entire purchase free. Friends and family, this weekend only at Bob Mills.
At only 9 years old, German-born artist Mikhail Akar has created profound pieces of abstract art, and he's traveling internationally to showcase his work. He is making a stop in New York City, and that's where ABC's Michelle Ross met up with the young artist.
At only 9 years old, German-born artist Mikhail Akar has created profound pieces of abstract art. One stop on his world tour is here at the Highline 9 Gallery in New York City, his favorite city, he says.
It's really cool here, and all people out here really friendly to me.
His family first discovered his talent after his 4th birthday, when they didn't gift him the suspected Legos or shiny toy cars.
I get a canvas and finger paints, and then on the next day I draw a picture.
And Mikhail's mother came home from work one day and saw the painting and asked the father if the father painted the painting, and he said no, I think this was Mikhail. And they started giving Mikhail more and more canvases, more and more paint, and it kind of took off from there.
He's known in the art community as a young Picasso, but still, his father says he's a normal kid, has many friends his own age, loves to play soccer and instruments. His exhibit is called Colorful New York, and the gallery is honored to have his work on display.
Mikhail has such a kind and compassionate personality. He's so creative, he's such an eloquent speaker, and I think the way that that interplays with art, that's something that a lot of the parents in our neighborhood and a lot of the kids in our neighborhood have been really inspired by.
Oh, what a talent. And that was Michelle Ross reporting. Mikhail heads home to Germany on Wednesday to rest up before the next leg of his international tour. Meantime, his exhibit in New York City runs through the end of the month. And coming up after the break, Bridget will have one last look at the forecast. Stay with us.
Is an opportunity to be reborn.
Tonight and tomorrow,
You're a superstar.
American Idol goes live, coast to coast, to reveal your top 10. American Idol live, tonight and tomorrow on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Locals know the best way to control expensive water costs is to install their own water well. Since 1981, the JR's Water Well Service Team has been serving the Permian Basin, providing bids and same-day service calls you can trust for residential and commercial water wells. Our customers describe us as outstanding and professional, with a quick response time and expert knowledge. Trust the JR sticker seen all over West Texas. Call today for quick bids, same-day service, and to receive the Big 2 10% off anything offer.
Centron's Used Auto Parts is 24 acres with thousands of used parts for early and late model vehicles. Why buy new when used will do? Centron's Used Auto Parts has ready-to-use motors, transmissions, and body parts, along with standard 30-day warranties. Save money at Centron's Used Auto Parts in West Odessa on Business 20 between West Loop 338 and FM 1936. Call Centron's today at 432-381-2401. See how you can save money and get your vehicle back on the road. 432-381-2401.
Think premium can't be capable? Think again. Introducing the first ever AT4 lineup. Premium and capable. That's professional grade from GMC. Step up to GMC with 0% financing on these GMC models. Visit your Permian Basin GMC dealer.
Style. I got it from my mom. I got it from mine.
And I got it from mine. And they all got it from me.
It's Macy's Friends and Family with an extra 30% off the perfect gifts for mom. Now at Macy's.
Before we take a look at the 7-day forecast, I do want to reiterate that we do have a flood advisory right now in our area. And when I say our area, I'm talking about Pecos and Terrell counties. This will last until Monday midnight Central Time. So a couple tips for you guys. Just try to stay indoors until the storm does pass. Also, just get away from the windows. You know, some thunderstorms going on and some lightning a little bit. So avoid any kind of windows. So get away from there if you can. And then also, you know, turn around and don't lounge around if you do have to make your way outside anytime soon. And with that being said, let's make our way over to that 7-day forecast, which is going to show that we actually are going to see a little bit of some more rain lasting till tomorrow, around 20% in the AM, some thunderstorms. And then we get into the rest of that week, Rob, where we will be sitting in some 90-degree temperatures. Definitely not too bad whatsoever. We just have to get through some rain for tonight and tomorrow.
Absolutely, Bridget. All stuff that we'll make sure to keep you updated at home with. And that's all the time we have for news tonight. Join us tomorrow morning at 5 for Good Morning Basin. Thank you so much for joining us, and good night.